Greetings people, how's it going? Person here, and today we're gonna take a look at Aleph.im. I looked at this project before and what they were doing back then, and that was quite some time ago, I mean multiple weeks already. So here's the thing, usually on this channel we look at play-to-earn games, we look at NFT projects, but we don't really look at all the useful stuff in the crypto universe, because turns out when it comes to blockchain technology and everything that builds into that ecosystem, I don't really look at that. So I thought to spin things around, we're gonna take our eyeballs today, take a look at the project so I can show you exactly what they're doing. I mean, it's kind of on the screen already, but I want to bring the project closer to you so you can see what it's all about, and maybe because there is kind of a way to invest into it and the vision and the idea, and this one ends up being interesting, links in the description down below by the way, then you might perhaps, make up your mind and see how you personally want to proceed. But most importantly, it's about the project, the vision that they have, and the stuff they're working on. That being said though, because they can buy their token, and yes, they have their own token, this is not financial advice, just so you guys know. With all of that being said, what are they working on? What is this project? What is Aleph.im? Telling you that it's a cloud computing for DeFi and Web3 simplified would really just be me reading the headline right there. But what they're working on right now is a fully decentralization for DApps and other things in the whole world of crypto. Because think about it this way, and that is also something they mentioned in the article over here. A couple months ago, on the 8th of December, the DYDX, Decentralized Exchange, went down due to an outage. But that one also at Coinbase and Binance. Which means, even though we have a decentralized exchange out there, because everything is run on servers that are all local, that are all centralized so to say, this whole decentralization idea doesn't really work. I mean, they are decentralized, but all the servers, all the hardware, all the computing power is all local. So if there's a power outage, if you don't have any electricity, all of this doesn't work. And that's one of the examples where Aleph, for example, comes in. Because them being here for cloud computing and anything that has to do with that, by being completely decentralized, completely secure, but also being low cost, lightning fast, and all that good stuff. And they got cross-chain compatibility with all them words down there, which I actually use all but Cosmos. They're here to bring something important to the whole ecosystem. And because a ton of smart people out there, this team over here to be exact, which is fully doxed, same with the advisors that they have, are working on this every single day. They're getting closer to their goal to making everything fully decentralized. So instead of having all those decentralized projects and protocols that are only decentralized in name, as it's mentioned over here, they want to actually make the execution of those decentralized as well. So it's kind of like they got the magic over here for the future, and we got all those projects out there in this bright horizon, and now we just gotta add the magic to the horizon to make something beautiful. I hope that was poetic enough to capture your interest. What I think is pretty cool, for example, is that the people at Ubisoft that work on NFTs, that entire section, which is called Ubisoft Quartz, adopted them for a storage solution and the NFT marketplace. So when in the future you see Ubisoft launching all the NFTs and integrating those into the gaming world, you know who helped them with the storage, and you will see the actual use case of Aleph for yourself when you actually use those products. For that, for example, they're providing dynamic metadata in a secure and decentralized way, and I got the whole explanation for that in this article. I will have a link to it down below if you want to read on more. Recently they raised over $10 million in funds, but despite big capitals out there and companies with a ton of resources investing into the project, they always think about the community and how they can also help the project move forward. And that is, for example, where their nodes come in. If you have enough of the Aloft token, you could run your own node in here. As of right now, they got 71 active nodes, 76 nodes in total, and in order to activate one of those, you need to have 500,000 tokens staked. Then you can also link up to 3 resource nodes to it, and with Aleph being worth roughly 50 cents right now, that would mean you make up to $3,000+ every single month just for owning a node. However, that would also mean a single node is 250k, so it's quite the investment. Just know that if you ever thought about getting a node, and you might be in that capital range when it comes to investments, this potentially could be something for you. Just saying that this one does exist, and if you as part of the community want to invest into the project, then you can not just get the token, but also use the token to get a node. The one thing I really like is that they're also looking at the project to turn it more into a DAO, which stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, which in other words means, at least when it comes to like NFTs, that you as the holder of the token in here get voting rights for certain decisions made for the project. So let's say they would get a new partner in the future, or have like 5 different partners they could choose from. Then you as the holder of the token would have voting rights when it comes to making that decision. So that way, even the team control, so the centralization, goes away even more, and everything actually becomes fully decentralized. Then, and I'm gonna be completely honest here, I don't fully know all the technical terms, abbreviations, and all that when it comes to the actual work that is done by the software and by the whole system that comes into place. However, I can still understand all the bullet points down there. Because if you're asking, what does the network actually do? Because yeah, it does some blockchain stuff, but how does it do that? What does that actually mean? They kind of tell you in this image down there. Overall, if you're more tech savvy than I am, especially when it comes to blockchain technology, then I would highly recommend the white paper, which you can get by clicking in the top right corner, which reads white paper, which then downloads the PDF when you're on their site. They go into every single thing this project has to offer. They talk about the data storage, the data exchange, state, virtual machines, and everything that goes into it. So if you want to read like 17 pages full of information, this is definitely something worth looking into a lot. Personally, I like staking a lot because you get percentages, an APR of 11.62% for something that you want to own anyways, and running a node is even better. Just know that everything's summed up. Many projects out there aim to be decentralized and they have the decentralization in their name, but there's still a team working on that. They have all these servers centralized, and if they have a power outage or one of the team members decides to change something in the code or just blow up a server, then all the decentralization doesn't matter because everything was centralized from the get-go. And with cloud computing for DeFi and Web3, their storage solutions, the security, the decentralization that Aloft brings to the table, all of that is going to be solved in a different manner. So I would just say that this one is something for you if you want to read more about that. If you maybe want to get the token, not financial advice, then links to everything mentioned in here in the description down below. Even though most of the technical stuff behind it can be dry, can be a bit boring, to say it as it is, it's honestly pretty interesting if you actually think about the possibilities those allow for the future. Because in a couple years from now, this will be the go-to solution for all the projects that make all that cool stuff that we use. And learning about that in the first phase is honestly pretty interesting. So all in all, this one is something for you. As always, links in the description down below. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your breakfast, lunch or dinner, whatever time it is for you. See you in the next video, and until then, take care.